YouTube syndication group. Believe it or not. That was like the very first mastermind I ever did. It was just like, hey, join my YouTube group and we'll all comment on each other's videos and help each other rank. And all of a sudden, it felt like I was working with everybody because, we would all post our videos on Skype, and we'd all go in there and comment in each other's videos, and it was almost like I was getting to know people. We were constantly commenting on each other's stuff, kind of working together, helping each other rank on Google and YouTube, and it was fun. I was like, hey, this is cool. I like these little masterminds. So I was like, hey, I wonder. And then I started having success. So here's what happened. I started having success chatting with people on Facebook. So I was like, you know what? Let's start a mastermind, and let me just walk people over my shoulder and show them what I'm doing to have success. It's like, that'd be kind of cool. And I literally started the mastermind at that point. I bought GoToWebinar, and I started showing people over my shoulder what I was doing. And that's how it originally started. I would literally walk them through, showing them over the shoulder what I was doing. And then it actually evolved into the mastermind it is today, where I walk you guys through a daily action plan, exactly what I'm doing or what you should be doing, exactly what's happening in my business, and giving you guys that formula. Cool? So that is what I really, really love about our team here in this mastermind, and why I'm committed to you guys is because I really love doing this. That was one of the things, you have to figure out. One of the things that I've learned is you have to love your business, otherwise it just kind of fizzles away, or you have to love what you're doing, otherwise you get burnt out. Does everyone kind of understand that and know where I'm coming from there? You've got to love what you're doing, or develop a love for it, or you're just going to burn out, or it's just going to fizzle away. Yeah, your why, exactly. And there's a lot of things in my why. Of course, we all have, you always hear about the family, right? Obviously family is a big thing for me because I didn't grow up with a wealthy family, and I didn't really have a lot of loving relationships with my family. Like every time I go to my dad's, it's like awkward to hug him and say I love you. It almost feels like, have you ever had those awkward hug moments? It's like, I don't know which way to hug him, or, so I never really had that loving relationship with my dad, type things. Mainly because I only lived with him 1 year of my entire life. You know what I mean? So, or a couple years of my entire life. So that's kind of where I came from. So my love for my family is different than what your love for your family would be. Does that make sense? Like, I have obviously really love for my kids and my wife and things like that. And obviously my love for my mom and stepdad and things like that. But that's one why. But then you got to find your why, and that's actually the book I'm reading right now, is the Start with Why, and I'll bring more principles about that here, as I go through that book as well. But yeah, it all comes down to your why. But one of the things I really love, and then we'll get into the assignment here, is helping and teaching people what I know. Isn't that interesting? And that's kind of what was cool, is I was turned on to attraction marketing, through Mike Dillard and, Franco Gonzalez when I first got online, or Jonathan Budd as well. I was turned on to that concept of attraction marketing, and, I didn't really know I would love teaching people, just so you know. I never really knew that. I didn't want to be a teacher. Every time someone asked me to speak in church, I would dread it just because I just was scared and I wasn't really knowledgeable on the subject. Thought I would teach people the wrong thing, right? I would always dread doing that. I would dread, you know, trying. I didn't want to be a teacher. I thought I liked sports. I could teach sports, but then all of a sudden, I learned about attraction marketing, and we had to give value to people, right? So then all of a sudden I would start learning something and I started teaching it, right? And then all of a sudden I found out that that is what I really like to do. Unfortunately, attraction marketing, if you do it the wrong way, you never make any money. But the cool thing is we know the right way now. We know how to make money now. But I found something that I enjoy doing. You know what I mean? I like to teach people what I know. That's just something I enjoy doing. If I know something or I learn something and I kind of internalize it, and a lot of you probably think, how the heck do you know so much stuff, Mike? Because all I do is when I learn something, I teach it. Does that make sense, everybody? Because I like to do that. That's the reason why it looks like I know so much, is because when I learn something, I like to teach it. And that's just one of my passions. That's one of my passions that I've developed over time. And what's cool about that is I'm actually starting to apply this in the rest of my life. I'm starting to become more knowledgeable on certain subjects, and I believe this will happen in my church as well. As I become more knowledgeable in certain subjects, I bet you I'll be able to teach that just as effectively as I am internet marketing. You know what I mean? I think it all just comes down to a passion of knowing and, expressing that knowing to other people. So that's just one thing I like to do. Obviously, I like to do it on my computer on a webinar setting better than in person. I'm not the greatest in-person teacher at the moment, but we'll definitely work on that. There's always something we can work on, right? Everybody can work on. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you guys the daily assignment, and this is actually a subject I kind of took from the morning mindset call. Paul Hutchings just said, and this is kind of what I do, as I go through personal development, just so everyone kind of understands where I'm coming from, is anytime I grab a certain thing or concept, I usually blog about it or do a video. Okay? So today's blog theme, and this is how this masterminds work. I know I didn't explain what we're going to do today, but how it'll work is I give you the blog theme first, why I chose the blog theme, and then I give you the No Excuses action plan. So those of you who have questions, how do I make my first dollar online? How do I get started? This is for you right here, this No Excuses action plan. That part's for you, okay? And then the quick marketing tip, we'll get into that too. And then this will last up until the top of the hour, and that's pretty much that. So good stuff. So the blog theme for the day that I actually came up with, and the reason I did this subject line, money or God. Now, why would I do that subject line? Because that's going to cause a lot of stir in some people. Some people will be like, how can you even ask that, money or God? Of course it's God over money, right? That's kind of what's going to happen in some people's minds, right? But then, or some people might go, oh no, money over the God if they don't believe in God, right? But here's what this is why I did this subject though, because in the video I'd say, why do you even have to choose one or the other? Has anyone ever give you that ultimatum or that choice type thing? Hey, if you can choose having $1 million or, or this, or if you can choose this, or if you can choose this or this, has anyone ever asked you a question like that? Well, and then the answer is always obvious. But then they say, oh, you can't choose both. Like you can only have one or the other, but you can't have both. I've actually had people ask me stuff like that before. If you can have this or this, but you can't have both, which one would you choose? It's like, well, why can't I have both? And I loved how Paul talked about that this morning, because you can. It's like, why can't you, right? Just think about that. Why not? Why can't you have God in your life and money in your life? Just why not? Just ask yourself that. Why can't you have that? Think about that for a second. Just really think about that. Why not? Can you serve more people if you have money? Yeah. Can you go on a mission and pay for it? Yeah. In our church we have people who go on a mission, right? Well, can you support other people to go on that can't afford it? Yeah. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know about you guys, but in our church, we have to pay for, like, if our kids want to go on a mission, we have to pay for 2 years of their life, housing, food, and everything for them to go on a mission. Or if we want to, when we're older, we have to pay for it. Did you guys know that? That costs money. So why not have money? Why not? So yeah, there's kids that actually save up money uh, from their first job just to go when they're 19. Now they'll help them if they can't come up with the money. There's a missionary fund, things like that. But they'll help them. So that's just me in my example. But I'm just giving you guys examples of why can't you? Why can't you have both? You can have both. In fact, it'll just help you out even more. But yeah, and it's actually in the secrets. Paul actually mentioned that principle is in the Secrets of a Millionaire Mind, which is a good book that we actually recommended to read. So that's something that you should probably be reading. One of the books that we recommend you read. Yeah, he wants us to have it. But there's contradicting scriptures, people, it's kind of funny because one scripture will say something that might sound like it's bad, and then the next scripture will sound like, it's good, but they like only mention the one that's bad, right? It's kind of hilarious, but they take like the bad scriptures, they don't tell you the ones that are completely opposite of the one that were bad, right? Yeah, it's funny, Mark. All I heard this morning was more sex. That's funny. But yeah, so anyway, my friends, that is what our blog theme is for the day. And just a couple of quick announcements before I go into the actual assignment. So let me give you guys the assignment link here. Okay, a couple quick announcements. Number one is the call tonight. Don't miss that call. Just so you guys know, the Monday night calls, they're not for just prospects. They're actually for members. Does everyone know that? It's actually an 8-core commitment to get on those calls. Now, you don't have to get on them live if you can't make it live, but you have to listen to it. Okay, so either the recording, like sometimes, I'm just going to, tell the truth. Sometimes 9 o'clock Eastern on Monday nights is not a good time for me. It really is not a good time for me because we're usually out Monday nights at that time. It's 7 o'clock my time. We're usually out doing things. So I'm just going to let you know that sometimes I can't get on this call live. But guess what? When I get home, I dial into the replay. Pretty cool, huh? That's what I love about this Empower Hour call. You dial into the replay. Also, the replay usually auto plays in the back office by tomorrow. They usually have it uploaded in the back office, and it's the audio of the week. Every one of you can listen to the audio of the week, even if you don't even own the inner circle. Everybody can listen to the audio of the week. So just keep that in mind, and the replay number is below. I'll show you that. If you scroll down to the bottom underneath let's see right here, Empower Hour and attend to the events, the replay number is the same number, or no, it's a different number, has a 9 at the end, and then the access code right there. So a little bit different. But yeah, try to make it live, because here's what I've found, and I'm going to give you guys a quick insight here that has helped me in my life, is get on it live. Because if you don't, like if at all possible, get on your trainings live. This is what happens to me all the time. If I don't get on it live and I intend to listen to the replay, how many times have you done that and then not done it? Think about that. How many times have you not listened to a replay when you've intended to do it? I'm going to tell you this, and the reason why I'm telling you guys this little insight is because on the 15K formula, for example, when it was going live, the ones that I got on live, I watched. The ones that I didn't watch. You want to know why? Because I had to wait for the recording to be up, and it usually took a few days, and by then I was going through a different training, or by then I was distracted, I was doing something else. So if you wait and say, oh, I'll watch it tomorrow, or I'll listen to it tomorrow, guess what will happen? Tomorrow we'll have the mindset call, tomorrow we'll have a whole new subject, tomorrow different distractions will come up, and then you just won't have time. Does that make sense? It just won't happen. So try to do your best to listen to it at least the day of, if at all possible. So if you miss it, listen to it at night before bed or something. You know what I mean? Otherwise, like I said, tomorrow you probably will be distracted with a ton of other stuff to do, and you won't have time for it. So yeah, exactly. Attention deficit. That's why it's one of the 8 core commitments. Exactly. So that's one of the things I wanted to really point out. And there's some 15K formulas I still haven't gone through. Did you guys know the reason why I'm studying the Costa Rica, and that's announcement number 2, and then we'll get into our assignment right now. Announcement number 2 was our Empower Hour training of the day today is lesson number 8. So if you log into your Empower Hour, I want you to click on the Costa Rica course, Costa Rica Intensive, and I want you to listen to lesson number 8. You're probably thinking, why the heck do you keep telling me to listen to, out of order? Well, because that's just how I like to switch things up a little bit. I want you guys to get out of the norm of having to go through the very beginning to end, because that's how a book is read, but on videos, you don't have to do that. It's not a story. These subjects that he talks about, the inner circles, the 15K formulas, all these trainings that we have in Empower Network, they're standalone trainings and standalone subjects. They're literally their own subjects. You can listen to them out of order. It's not like a book where it's a story. Does that make sense? It's not a story. You have to start at the beginning. So I'm going through the Costa Rica course personally myself. I'm doing it out of order, okay, on purpose. And this is the one I'm studying today. And if you choose, you can maybe do a mastermind with your team on what you've learned. That's kind of what I'm doing right now is, after I go through a lesson, if I go through it today or if I go through it tomorrow, it doesn't matter when you go through it. I like to, do a mastermind. I've been starting that up and trying that out. I put it in the Ning site under the forum section, if anyone's interested in that. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. So I've been kind of masterminding, 15-minute, 30-minute mastermind on what I learned out of each lesson. And I thought it was an intriguing subject, because how to create a lasting team culture. I'm actually curious, because I've never gone through the Costa Rica course, believe it or not. I've went through a few of them, the ones that I've told you guys to go through. But I've never gone through it all the way. And that's interesting, isn't it? It was the very first product Empower Network created, right? Interesting. And I've never actually gone through the whole thing. You know what I mean? So I thought about that for a minute, and I'm like, why haven't I gone through that course yet? I've gone through most of the others. I went to the Masters, like I went to the Masters course, got tons of value, like I was actually there live. I went through the live 15K formula as it was created. I go on all the inner circle calls every week, so a lot of times I know that already, all those. I've been through that. Obviously the fast start. I go to all the events. The one thing I was missing was Costa Rica, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Why would I have a product, I'm paying for a product, and I've never gone through it? You know what I mean? It's kind of hilarious when I really sat down and thought about it, and that's why I'm going through it now. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, we all do that sometimes, exactly. True confessions, there we go. But obviously, and this is the reason I decided to go through it, is because I got so much value from all these other ones that it would just make sense that I would get value from that one. Right. Now keep in mind it was created before Empower Network was created, so keep that in mind. Like some of the strategies and some of the concepts were pre-Empower Network. All right. So that's our lesson for the day. So let's go ahead and go through the assignment right now. So let me give everyone the link. And here's how I'm going to do this today. So let me get a drink real quick. I actually asked a couple people. There's a couple people that wanted to share some marketing tips. So we'll have them come out this week sometime. But I couldn't get a hold of anyone this morning. So what I've decided to do today is go through the assignment and maybe walk through a couple over-the-shoulder stuff on my business. So it'll be more like a work session. I think that'll be helpful for some of the people that are brand new. And I'll just kind of take a couple things of the assignment, do it while you're watching me, and I think that'll help out a lot of the new people. Do you guys agree? Because there's like 464 people. I'm sure there's people new here. Who's new, by the way? Just want to see if there's any new people that's never been on one of our masterminds. All right, cool. So yeah, there's quite a few. Awesome. Quite a few new people. Sweet. Love it. Love it, love it. Welcome to the team for sure. And just a reminder, if you are new, here's the website to our training to plug in if you're not already plugged in. Where's John and Rose? He's probably at home. I don't know. John and Rose is a leader on the prosperity team for sure. All right, cool. All right, so that's our training there. All right, so here's what we're going to do. So the assignment, real quick, because there's so many new people on the line, and I'm sure you guys are going to get value. Even the people who are veterans will always get value watching me work, I'm sure. Because just think about it. You know, we make a lot of money from home, and this is what I do every day. So is that valuable to some of you? All right, cool. So yes. All right, cool. So first thing, and I'll go through this on each step just briefly. So when you get to the assignment, I always started off with the formula. And the reason I started off with the formula is for a specific purpose. Okay? Because you have to understand a formula to get started. That's probably the one most people don't believe they can do, because we've been taught get two, that get two, that get two, that get two until you're rich. That's not how it works anymore. And I'm going to tell you guys a quick insider secret here. That has never worked. The only people on the planet that have ever got two, that got two, that got two, that got two, and they were rich are people who brought in 100 people, but they only put 2 direct line to them. Let me repeat that. The only time that has ever worked is the people who have brought in 100 plus people and they put 2 direct line to them. Interesting, huh? And then they just go around telling everyone, hey, I only brought in 2 people and look at my team, they've duplicated 2,000. No, that's not how it works. You know, have you ever heard those gurus, and this is kind of a side subject, but have you ever heard those gurus? I've only recruited 17 people in my entire career, and I have 50,000 people underneath me. You ever heard that? Well, they don't tell you the hundreds of millions of three-way calls they went on and closed people for other people underneath their team. Does that make sense? They don't tell you that part. They tell you, oh, I just recruited 17 people. No, they've recruited thousands of people. A lot of the times, the gurus that have 50,000, and it's really hard for me to believe. I mean, who here actually believes that? Like when you hear someone say, I've only recruited 17 people, and I have 50,000 people underneath me. Who here actually believes that? It's literally impossible. You want to know why it's impossible? Because just by having popularity alone, I'm going to tell you this right now, just by having popularity alone inside your own company, people will Google you and join you just by being popular. Once you hit a certain level, people will actually seek you out and join you. Believe it or not, people will. So when someone says, I've only recruited 17 people and then I never had to recruit anyone again, it's bull, because if once you hit a certain level, you just get signups on autopilot. You know what I mean? And all they do is they redirect those signups to their downline. That's all they're doing, so that they can use that story. You know, they'll just redirect their signups. Like if they sign up under them, they'll just move them. You know, because they're that high in the levels or whatever. They have a rotator or whatever you want to do, however you want to word it. But it's a good story, isn't it? Isn't it a good story though? Yeah, I've only recruited 17 people. You know, in 124, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was in a company, and the reason I mention the name is because I'm not doing it anymore. But 124, I only recruited 20 people. But you want to know how many I really recruited? 160. Interesting, huh? I only recruited 20, but you want to know how many I really recruited was 160. I only put 20 front line. See? That's how it works, guys. If I built that company to hundreds of thousands of dollars, I could be like, yeah, I only recruited 20 and I have all this money. You know, it's such bull. I don't know why I went on that tangent, but it all came from this right here for some reason. To help 2 people get started in Power Network. It's a $25 level. Cool. So, and then just follow the rest of the formula. You know, this is easy. We've talked about it multiple times. Yeah, true confessions day. But anyway, so believe in the formula before you get started in the assignment. Now, we already talked about the Empower Hour call, so let's go into the assignment itself. We have a few core commitments that we do each day. Number 1, blog daily. Our subject, our blog theme, money or God. Okay. Our format, valuable content, call to action. Always put a call to action of some kind. You can put results in your blog post if you'd like. Have a signature. And the beautiful thing is I give you the format here, but even better, I give you the blog content. So if you want, you can, and I've actually been testing different strategies, and I found that this is the best format. Okay. So put your video at the top, maybe with 1 line of text above it. So like a question or something to get them to push play. So you'll have like a line of text just like that with your video. And then click blurb with a picture with the register now button to join your team. Okay. This right here, this is your signature that I was talking about. And if you want to add stuff to it, go ahead. And that's how that goes. So feel free, and this is what's cool about our team, is you can copy and paste this if you'd like. And I'll show you how to do that real quick. So that's that. In fact, let me just show you how to do that real quick because this is kind of walking you through. So I want to just show you real quick how easy this is. You just log into your Empower blog. Okay. And then you click on posts. Let me just make sure Deborah hasn't done it already. Because I actually, okay, she has, so never mind. She's already doing it, but let me show you what she's done so far. I won't really edit what she's doing. The cool thing is once you get to a point where you have an assistant and she's helping you out, you know, I don't even really have to do this kind of stuff. Like I just do the video, I do the assignment, and she literally takes it and does my blog post. How cool is that? And does the assignment for me. So that's one of the things. So basically you just take it and you paste it in just like she's doing right here. She just pasted it in. And I'll actually do a new post, but this is going to be a mock post. It will just be a draft so I can show you guys how to do it real quick. I'm not going to save it or anything. But literally, this is how you can do it. You can paste it in. Just Control V, copy, and paste. And then you would just go back over and you would grab the video. So there's two ways to grab the video. You can either click on the video and grab the embed code right there in the video itself, or you can scroll down and click on the video under video section on the assignment link. So either way you want to get to the video, you get there, you click on share, just like any other video, and click on embed 590 on the width, and you just grab that code. Okay, and that's how you grab a video for your blog post. Click on the text, because if you click visual it will not work. You have to click on the text, and then you just put it underneath your first line, just like you did there. Just there it is. There's the video. Click back on visual, and then you'll see it right there. Now this image, it doesn't look right. You know, it's off center, so you can click on it. There's always properties of your images. So if you click on the image and you click on the properties, so there's a delete and a properties button. You can put it to the right of your text, the left of your text, the center, none, however you want it. You can make it bigger, smaller. I always choose the right. Then there's advanced settings if you want to mess around with that, like horizontal space, vertical space. I usually do horizontal space. If you guys are wondering what I do, that's what I do. I put horizontal space, and that's about it. And click update. And that's what it looks like at the end. Okay, so the video doesn't copy over, but you just paste the video embed code. All right, and one last thing on this, if you don't want to use my video and you want to use your own video on this subject, then you will just put your own video embed code there. Okay, if you want to use both, then you'll just rewrite the blog post and put another video in there introducing me. So there's been some times that I've done this where I'd actually put a video at the top and I'd just say, hey, listen to my business partner Paul, or listen to my business partner Justin below. He's talking about whether you should choose money over God or not. It's a controversial subject, so definitely listen to the video below. You know, something like that. I've done that before. You guys are welcome to do that. Okay, and you don't have to do that though. You can just use mine. And that's how you do it, guys. You literally just do that, and you can make this link to somewhere if you want. There's a what do they call it, HTML editor right here. Right here shows the second row. If you don't have the second row at the very end, there's a button that says Show Kitchen Sink. give you more options for your HTML editor. Links right here, centering, bolds, underlines, all that good stuff. Okay, so I won't go any more in depth on that. I just wanted to show you how easy it was to do. And you literally just come in here and change the links out. So you just change the links out to yours. So put your username at the end. You know, that's it. And then right here underneath, obviously upload an image, add media, right there. Upload an image, write your name, write your phone, your Skype if you accept that. Work with me links, PSs, however you want to do it, okay? You can look at other people's posts if you would like. Did you guys know in our Facebook group, there's a people that post like under the assignments, okay? Under the assignments, you can click on them and people will actually post their blog links. So if you want examples of what other people are doing, how cool is that? So if you look on yesterday's, for example, or Friday's Empowerment Day, you can literally click on other people's blogs, okay, and see what they're doing if you'd like. So there you go. And you can take examples from other people. Is that cool? You can actually just take examples from other people on how they're doing it, how they're doing their blogs, how you can do your blogs. It looks like the cool thing about this guy, is it Barrett, is he's doing Justin's and mine combined. How cool is that? Like he put my video and he put Justin's blog post as well, and he kind of did a hybrid. You see what I mean? People are getting creative. But yeah, if you ever need ideas for how to format your blogs, how cool is it having the Prosperity team doing these assignments, posting their blog links right there for you to just kind of get examples from, how everyone else is doing the assignment. That is so cool that, you know, a lot of people don't realize you have access to that, right? So it really is up to you if it's short or long, right? Okay, so there is a side question here that's good. How do you do quotations? Pretty easy. You just highlight it and you click on the little quote button. It doesn't show up in here, but it will show up on your blog post. On the Empower blog, at least. Okay. The other blog, like if you have a personal blog, it doesn't work right unless you have that plugin, but Empower blog, it works. Okay, so that's all I'm going to show on that. So it's pretty easy to follow that. So that's my over shoulder there. Again, Deborah does my blog for me right now, so I'm not going to interfere with that. But who here thinks that that's cool, by the way, on a side note? Who here thinks it's cool? As I'm doing this mastermind, I'm also doing my blog, and I'm posting it on syndication, and I'm writing an email. I'm sitting here teaching you guys, and then as I'm doing that, all that stuff is getting done at the same time. I don't know about you guys, but that's pretty cool. But yeah. All right, so next thing, Blog Daily Continued, and I want to actually talk about this for a second. This part is vitally important for you to get traffic to your blog. Okay, it's vitally important. So once you have a blog link, for example, so you're going to go over to your blog. I already lost it, of course. Let's go back to it. WordPress error. I always have WordPress errors. Okay. So once you have a blog post, so I'm going to trash that one. So I'll take the power of a daily mastermind. And I do appreciate, by the way, guys, you guys did awesome. The other day I asked for comments and stuff on this post, and you guys did amazing. There's like, hey, this is my comment. And as I was sitting here thinking about what I wanted to talk, okay, there's like 30 or 26 comments or something. That's awesome. So appreciate that. But yeah, so let's take this blog post for example. This blog post you syndicated all over the place. So this is how you get traffic, and I wanted to explain this real quick from the assignment. Part 2, share your blog with the world. This is part of blogging. If you don't share your blog with the world, who's going to see your blog, right? You know, some people ask, you know, if we copy your stuff, isn't that against Google? Like, won't they not rank it? And, you know, in a way, you're right. Yeah, they won't rank it because we're not going for SEO. The purpose of the blog is to provide value to other people's lives, right? Provide value to other people's lives. And that's the way we're using it. And then you can use this blog continued section to get eyeballs, because here's the bottom line. It's about the principle, isn't it? Like we always heard about that from David Wood. Is it really the technique or the strategy, or is it the principle? What's the principle? Get eyes to your video and get people to opt into your page and watch the video, right? That's what the principle is. Get people to watch the content, read the content, watch the videos. That's the principle behind SEO, isn't it? SEO just gets you up in the rankings and people click on it and they watch your content or read your content. Am I right or am I wrong? That's the principle behind it. You just need people watching and looking at your content. That's what SEO does, is you get to the top of the rank and they click on your link and they watch the video, correct? So if you understand that, then you can be rich and you can make a lot of money. Because if you understand that all you need is an eyeball watching that video, whether you get it from the top of the search engine or whether you do it the way that I'm going to teach you right now, you still get the same result. Eyeballs on the content. That's the principle. So whether you hand out a DVD in the mall, SEO on the first rank of Google, or send an email to your email list, the principle is get people to that content and you're going to make money. That's the principle. So that's why, hence the reason I give you guys this assignment. All right. So here's a couple strategies that we do. Email your GVO list or Aweber list, because here's the deal. Has everybody, I'm going to throw this out there, has everyone on your email list joined you yet? I know that's a dumb question, but has everybody on your email list joined you yet? No, right? So why not email them? It's still potential there, correct? Yeah, not one. Okay, so there's still potential. If no one's joined you yet, then that's a market still. So that's hence the reason I give you guys email your contact list. Okay, so how do you do that? You click on GVO, you click on messages, you click on send broadcast, and you write a quick blurb about your blog post. So you'll throw your blog post in there, and you'll go, you know. And then what I do is I'll just grab, you know, whatever I talked about in my blog content. Here we go. Watch this. Ready for a good email? There we go. There's a good email. And then if you want to make the lines shorter, just make them shorter like this. And then now you're doing Franco style emails. Look at that. So now you're like a professional copywriter too. Franco style. There we go. Watch my video. You just change up the words a little bit on this blog post. Come up with the answer yourself. Something like that. I'll put my blog post, and then I'll just say comment if you like Mike Hobbs, and then you can throw an image of you in there and stuff like that. So you'll paste this up in the HTML section. Just a couple quick pointers. I always make it font size 3 and Arial. That's just what I do. And then I always put an image in there. So that's just a couple quick pointers on my HTML messages. Maybe I'll bold and highlight some stuff if you want. This is going to be a controversial subject. People may hate you for doing this, but whatever, however you want to do this. But once they watch the video and understand what you're really talking about, then they won't hate you anymore. So that's the goal, though, is you want them to watch the content, right? That's the principle. The principle is to get them to watch the content. And no, it's not small. It actually comes out perfect. 3 and Arial comes out perfect in emails. Yeah, at least in GVO. I don't know about any other ones. Okay. Okay, so let's fly through the rest of this. I'll be here till 5 minutes after because we started late. Every time I start late, I'll end like 5 minutes late. So, because I do have a couple other things I want to show you guys. Okay, so images and resources. So if you need any of that, you can go through that. So let me go down to, so the blog daily continued, very, very important. Go through all your social media, and if you want examples of how I post my blogs to social media, just go to my fan page, and you'll see great examples. And I'll just give you guys the fan page. It's only Promoting Empower, so you guys can take a look at how I post my blogs, okay? For example, this is how I post my blog posts. Like I have like a big image, and you can just look at them, okay? So you can get ideas on how I post, if you want. If you don't care, then no biggie. But there you go. So that's an example there on how I post my blogs. And all I do is I upload an image and have a blurb with my link to my blog. And that's all I do. Okay? Now, if you are into SEO, you're going to need to do a little bit more training. Go through the course, Rob Forrest course, I believe, in the 15K, and he'll actually teach you more. It's not SEO related, but he'll teach you some more strategies on getting your content out there that I'm actually personally doing myself, or actually my assistant is doing for me, but I'm doing it. The strategies Rob Ford taught in the 15K formula, so I would definitely highly recommend that. Also, I don't do SEO anymore really, but I do have these tools anytime I do them. Okay, these are the only tools I use if you do SEO. But just keep in mind, if you do SEO, you need to write the article 500 words or more. Okay, so you're going to have to take my blog and make it 500 words. Unfortunately. I put the fan page in my chat area. So, and it's just Prosper with Mike. All right, so updated part 3, you can post groups, get friend requests, stuff like that. But I want to skip down to, okay, obviously, and then the next section is reading audio every single day. So I'll let you guys just read through that. So I can get you guys' word that you'll read through this, right? Since we're kind of out of time. All right, cool. And the last section is Market Daily. This is probably the most important part of your business outside of personal development and all that kind of stuff. I think they're equally important. All 3 are equally important, whether you do personal development, blogging, and marketing. But marketing is really going to set you apart. It's going to set you apart. So I have this in parts. Number 1 is our challenge. We're doing a challenge right now. It's called the Don't Be a Wussy Challenge. It's a video challenge and a reading challenge and a Get All In challenge. So there's 3 different parts of it. You can read the challenge if you'd like. Another part is reinvest 20%, but I want to show you one part of my marketing that I'm doing, and this is just something I'm doing. You don't have to do if you don't want to. I'm to the point where I'm investing money into my business, and I decided, hey, if you don't have as many friends as I do, then you may not want to to worry about this. But here's what I've been doing, okay? I got lots of pictures. I've been posting a video every day on my Facebook because here's what's happening. I have 2,600 followers and I have 4,988 friends. Okay? And we'll end this webinar on this last strategy that I've been doing. And I kind of told some people about what I'm doing, but I'll tell you guys right now. I'm uploading a video to my profile, but I am also promoting it. Okay? So this is something that, this is just me. It's going to cost some money though. So if you have a lot, I would only suggest you do this if you have quite a few friends. Oh, that's the wrong video. So, yeah, daily video, okay. So if you have a lot of friends that you're just not really utilizing to the fullest potential, then I would suggest you may do this. But like for me, so if anyone in here, does anyone in here have 5,000 plus friends and followers? If you do, this may work well for you. Okay, almost, okay. So I'm just gonna let you know, this may work well for you. If you don't have that many, then it probably won't work as well for you. But this could possibly work well for those of you who have a ton of followers. And that's upload a video and then do your blurb and your blog within the video. So for example, I can take this and I can literally post it like this, and then I can put my link. And on Facebook, I don't make the call to actions too obvious. I just like to put the link there. But you can do a call to action if you like. It's just for me. That's how I do it. So there we go. Watch my video. It's actually below. So change that a little bit. All right, so there we go. So I promoted Paul's call as well. That's kind of cool. And then I have the blurb, I have the video, and I literally click post. And then as soon as it is posted, here's exactly what I do. Okay, I'm not going to wait for it because we are at the top of the hour, and I want to let you guys go, take action. But as soon as it's done, here's what I do. I click underneath the video. There's a little promote button. I'll click promote, and I'll spend $7. And what that'll do is, because Facebook became crazy and they don't show your post to everybody. It's like 10 to 20% or just the people that you interact with a lot. So you actually now have to pay if you want your post to show up to more of your friends. Isn't that crazy? But they're just trying to make more money, I guess. But in order for your post to actually be seen by all of your friends, you actually have to pay for that, believe it or not, which is their way of making money. So there's, I mean, Zeb did a video on this the other day. He was talking about, you know, you actually have to choose to accept all updates from people if you want. They don't allow you to accept all, even if you're friends with them and you want to see all their posts, they won't show you. Like, they're controlling that, and they're making you pay money for all your friends to see your post, which is crazy to me, but it actually is obviously an opportunity for you as well. If you look at, like, you can either look at things, I'm just gonna final point here, you can either look at things as a negative or you can look at things as an opportunity. You guys think I've seen that as an opportunity or a negative? It's an opportunity, because if everybody, you know, has the same situation, well, what's our opportunity? Well, you can pay for $7 and get your ad shown by everybody, and nobody else has that. Correct? Also, you can interact with more people, and that'll help you too. So you can use these negatives to your advantage. Yeah, it's marketing, exactly. That's what I'm personally doing, and I made a decision, and I'll end it with this. I made a decision. This is going to be one of my marketing methods that I do every day. This is me personally. I'm going to upload a video every day, Monday through Friday. The video that I either do for you guys or, and obviously you couldn't do that with my video. I mean, you could, but, it'd be better if you did because we're in a challenge, I want you to upload your own video, okay? That's one of the things. If you do this strategy, it's best if you upload your own video. Now, why is that? Because it's Facebook. It's your face. It's your page. You want to do this with your video, okay? So if you want to do this strategy, this is what I'm personally doing. Now, do you have to pay for it? No, you don't have to pay for it. You can just upload the video every day. That's fine. That's part of our challenge. But if you do want to pay for it, that's what I'm doing. And what is that going to cost me? I don't know. Let me go look. I don't know if I can find it or not. Oh, here it is. It's on the other screen. There we go. Found it. Okay, so it's going to cost me $7 a day for 5 days a week for 4 weeks. So it's going to cost me $140 a month. All right, so $140 a month. Does anyone in here think with 5,000 friends, 2,637 followers, you guys think I may make a little more than $140 from this strategy? I'm just going to throw that out there. Probably.